All right, welcome to Module 3.12. Well, it can't be that. 3.12, helping your golden prospect, buying his or her advice. Now, one of the things that I had an advantage when I was targeting Eric Ward as my golden prospect that I wanted to earn a link from because I knew if I earned an endorsement from Eric, it would be big for my SEO agency. And it was. But as I was reaching out to him, I had a huge advantage. He offered consultation services for link building, and that's something I know a lot about. Obviously, I've been doing it forever, not as long as Eric, but for a really long time. And so it was like, hey, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get to know Eric better, is to hire him as a consultant, and and that is an advantage I had just because of what Eric offered. Now, some of your golden prospects will not be consultants. Some of them will not offer advice, consultation services. But if they write a book or if they have a paid newsletter, that's still buying advice from them. And I want to tell you some great ways that you can use that to help your golden prospect. Obviously, if you buy something from them, it's going to help them. But I'm not talking about just that, but going a step further and help them get sales of what you're buying. In other words, if you're buying subscriptions to their newsletter, if you buy a subscription to their newsletter, you want to also get them more subscriptions. If you buy their book, you want to make sure other people buy their book. If you buy their courses, you want to make sure other people buy their courses. So this is a great way to help your golden prospect. First, you first have to buy their advice. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. You can do that with books. You could do that with training courses, paid newsletters, consultations, and services. I would even say you could do that with I wouldn't say their free newsletter if they had one, but you could certainly read all their advice on their free newsletter. If your golden prospect has a newsletter, you should be reading everything that he or she sends you because it'll give you an idea of what type of content that they promote and also the type of services that they promote. And once you get to know that, or products they promote, you'll be able to work better deals and getting in their newsletter and getting links and everything else. So really read their free stuff. But buying their paid stuff makes sense too, because if they share good advice on their blog posts and other free sources, they share really good advice in their paid stuff. So the first thing I would look to do is make sure that your golden prospect, check to see if he or she's written a book. Just go to Amazon. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Search their name and see if they've written a book. If they've written a book, if they have, buy it. Then read it, and then write a review for it. And then help them promote it. And if you don't have a budget for buying books, look for prospects, golden prospects that offer books, Kindle Unlimited. So I guess you could make a whole campaign of a Kindle Unlimited link campaign, just a typical link campaign. Anybody who's written a book on in your industry, in your niche about your topic, you should read their books. Pay $12 for a Kindle Unlimited account, and then just go and read all the author's books and go that route. And then leave reviews for all of them, then reach out and offer to interview them and offer to help them promote their book. And how are you going to help them promote their book? Well, for one, on social media. You write a review. Hardly anybody writes reviews for books they purchase. Even if there's books, I try to always write a review because I know that I like receiving reviews. So that's my pet peeve. I leave reviews, and if a book sucks, I'll say why it sucks. And but hopefully you won't say that about your golden prospect. If your golden prospect's book sucks, don't tell everybody it's great. Just don't write a review for it, and you certainly don't want to say it sucks. But if they haven't, I guarantee you that they probably have to sell 100 books to get one review. And if it's their family member, maybe It's every five they gotta sell 5 books to get one review. But Amazon doesn't like showing those reviews. They have to be legitimate reviews, and if they think that one account it has any type of relationship with another, they won't honor that review. So if your prospect has a book on Amazon, read it, and then write a review with your name, and then write them a thank you note afterwards too, and find out what their address is on their website. And say, I really enjoyed your book, and handwritten thank you note. Thank you for putting it together. I'm helping promote it by I shared it on my social media and also on my newsletter. Or maybe it's not on my newsletter, but it's on my friend's newsletter or on my buddy's newsletter or on my new partner's newsletter who owed me a favor. This could be somebody else that you're working a deal with. And then we're going to promote it on there. And what that does is it helps them promote their book. They like that. So if you don't have the budget for buying the advice of your golden prospect, the books are the best way to go, and pick golden prospects that have books. All right, another thing, training courses. If they sell a course, buy it, learn it. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my golden prospects is Joost de Valk. I want a link from Joost.com. I think Joost is awesome. I think their plugin is awesome. I think that Joost de Valk himself and his wife, they're just two of the smartest people in SEO. And if their mouths are moving and if they're talking SEO, you need to be listening and paying attention. So they've been my golden prospect for about a year now. And so I'm in the process of doing everything. I have purchased everything that Joost sells. Every course Joost has sold. And I have written review blog posts for every course that he sells. And those review posts rank pretty high for the name of the course. In fact, they're on page 1. So people, I guarantee you, Joost de Valk has seen my review posts. And he knows that I have purchased every single product that he offers, and because I believe in them. And because I make sure everybody knows that a lot. And when I endorse it, when I see them on Facebook and they're selling one of their copywriting courses, I'll come in and say, and I'll leave I'll make a comment on it, and I'll say, hey, listen, I have purchased every course that they offer, and this is one of the better ones. And what I learned in it was this and this, and then I'll say what I liked about it. And so I'm constantly learning. When they come up with more courses, I will take those courses. Will I ever get a link from Joost? I don't know. Yes, I will. But what if I don't? I'll still get this awesome education that I'm getting from taking the courses. So that's part of the ball game. And if I don't get a link, I don't get a link. It's been a year and counting, and some of the bigger links they take a lot longer. Another thing you can do, buying advice, if you're lucky enough, your golden prospect will have a paid newsletter. And paid newsletters are pretty cool because they give you instant access to your golden prospect. Like I signed up for Eric Ward's Link Moses private that you're most likely are all members of, or most of you are here in the first the first edition of this course. He was awesome, the best link builder ever, and he had his link building newsletter was awesome. But when I signed up for only $8 a month, I was able to do one really cool thing as soon as I did. I was able to reply back to one of his newsletters, because he would send you like the last issue immediately, and read it thoroughly, and I got to read content that didn't exist anywhere else on the internet, and it was private content because I'd already read all his public stuff, and it was like peeking over his shoulder and reading what was on his desk. So it was private content that he was sharing with all the subscribers. But I was able to reply to that email and say, thank you, Eric. This newsletter rocked. I'm looking forward to receiving more issues. Just that right there. And he replied back and said he thanked me for subscribing. And so it gave me another communication with Eric, but it gave me another insight into what he was doing. Now, I did write a testimonial for it, and that's another thing you want to do is you want to write testimonials for paid newsletters too. If they have paid content, you want to write testimonials for it. In Eric's case, let me find it. As many people as Eric has done business with over the years, he's only had 5 recommendations on LinkedIn. And I saw that at the time when I came in, there was 4 recommendations on LinkedIn with all the people he had done business with. So I knew that if I could give him a recommendation on LinkedIn about his paid newsletter that he was in the middle of promoting, I knew that it would get his attention. What'd I write? I wrote, Eric's paid newsletter, Link Moses, is the best deal in SEO at only $8 a month. The last issue gave us 100 times the value back. We also took advantage of his 75-minute consultation call offer and was loaded down with 4 months worth of work quickly, which was all true. When you need link building ideas, I can think of no one better to turn to for them than Eric Ward. So right there, I was able to give a review of his newsletter and also his consultation services. And it was at this point when Eric received that we really started to we were kind of had a business relationship at that point. But when he got the review, he really appreciated it. And so it was easy to do too. So don't be shy about giving reviews to your golden prospects on LinkedIn, but you just have to really mean it. And if you don't really mean that about their content, then you probably chose the wrong golden prospect. All right, so help them promote it. How can you help them promote their paid newsletter? You could write about it on your blog. You can create a banner and put that on your site and then link over to their to his paid newsletter. And that's exactly what I did. And I showed you that in an earlier module where I just created a banner and I said, hey, you need this newsletter, Link Moses Private. Sign up here. It's only $8. And it was just a straight link over to Eric's newsletter, a banner that was on every page of my website. And I know for a fact he got a lot of paid subscribers from it. And I believed in his newsletter because it was the best newsletter in the industry. And I knew people that were reading my posts cared about getting better links and getting better organic rankings in Google. And so I wanted them to be on Eric's newsletter. So I had paid for it, $8. I had read it. I had replied back to Eric, and I was able to write a testimonial, all with $8. And not only that, but I was got just huge tips were in those newsletters, and he sent us some link ideas, and it just because you run out of ideas. We could keep our clients for sometimes 2, 3, 4 years. You start running out of ideas to keep your SEO clients to keep coming back. You can't keep saying, well, we'll do another infographic. So plus it gets boring. So I like to change things up. So Eric really helped us change things up. And your golden prospect will too by just reading their free content, signing up for their free content, and just diving into it because who better to get educated by in your industry and about getting better at what you do than your golden prospects. All right, finally, consultations. I was lucky that my golden prospect at the time, Eric Ward, gave consultations because why did I like hiring Eric? Because I was able to give him my biggest problems that I was having with my clients. The biggest ones, and laid them at his feet. And these were the ones that were bugging me and keeping me up at night and just made me feel just ill at ease. And I gave them to Eric. And if you have a golden prospect that offers consultations, you should take advantage of him or her and give them your biggest problems. and then you'll get it. You then follow their advice, and this is huge here. Then document your successes. See, I wanted to succeed with what Eric was telling me when I hired him for consultations, because it would make me look it would make my clients money, and it would make me look better to my clients. So, of course, I wanted them to succeed, but I wanted it to succeed too so I could document the successes of the campaigns to prove that Eric's consultation services were worth the money. And why? Because I wanted to help him promote it. And how did I help promote Eric's consultations? I did it with social media. I talked about a consultation that went great and how much money it made our client. In it was like 6 weeks afterwards, and the revenue just jammed upward because we just tied into a new source of links that Eric had found, and Google loved the links, and it was all she wrote after that. So now, it was good news. But so I had seen the results, and I had the spreadsheet, and I had not the spreadsheet, but the screenshots showing before and afters, and then I just went on my blog and I started bragging them up. And I didn't have a newsletter, but if you have a newsletter, you can talk about your golden prospect too. And I think that I should say you should always be targeting consultants. Consultants get a lot of business. They deal with a lot of people, and they're a good source of referrals. And you can just turn to them for a bit of advice. And if you have a question that's tough for them, they'll get back with you on it. A good consultant will. And so it's like, not only do you get in and you get to build a relationship with somebody who can give you a lot of referrals and links that are going to be great, but you also get to lean on them and build a relationship and learn how to solve some of your biggest problems you're having. And that there is what will make you a stronger marketer and stronger in your industry, by having a relationship with a consultant. If you have 7 consultants that you're hiring and getting referrals from, all the more better. Lone wolves run out of ideas eventually. They just do. All right, like everything else, leave a review. Where can you leave a review? Well, there's all places you can leave a review. You can leave one. You can write a review post on your blog. And you could go on LinkedIn. You could leave, like I showed you. You can leave a review on their Facebook page, on their Google Maps. You can even do a call out on Twitter. Leave one on Yelp if that's appropriate, or all of the above. Just make sure you have success before you start writing reviews. Because even if it's going to take too long to find out whether or not the consultant the consultation is going to earn money for you, you could say how easy it was to talk to him or her. You could leave a review that doesn't talk about results. Say, oh, that was an awesome consultation. I have a lot of ideas from it. And just a review like that is what most people hire consultants for to begin with. So just admitting you had a lot of ideas from it is fine. You don't have to say I made $1 million if it's not true. You don't want to lie, but if you can't leave a positive review because not enough time has elapsed for you to implement everything you learned in the call, then just write a review on how easy he or she was to talk to and how it was a pleasure, and whether or not you're going to hire them again, and why or why not. And you better hire them again. All right, if they have sales services too, buy their services. If they have products, buy their products. Get to know who they are. Get to know them inside and out. And then whatever you buy, you help them promote. That's all this is about here, is helping them. And some of this, like the consultations and reading the books, you're helping yourself because you're getting educated in an area that they knew a little more about than you. None of us knows everything about everything, so it's nice to have people that can share, that have taken their knowledge and put them into books for us, or into courses, or in consultations, and given us their time to share what they've learned, and that way it makes it easier for us as we go forward, because it's hard to come up with all the right decisions yourself. It's nice to have somebody to bounce ideas off of. The fact that it earns you brownie points with your golden prospect, well, that's a benefit. Well, remember, you're just trying to prove yourself to be a good referral partner. Good referral partners receive referrals back. Not only do they receive referrals, they receive links. And receiving links is what this course has been all about, but you know it's much more than that at this point. It's about receiving referrals and building relationships with people who can just flood your site on a continual basis with traffic. And you may start out with just one golden prospect. When you get like 5 or 6 sending you referrals, you'll find out how your organic traffic just blossoms and your referral traffic. And then you'll get a lot of email traffic where, hey, you were just referred. You were just referred to us, and we want to do some business with you. And you'll get a lot more inquiries on your web forms on your website too. So this is all about making money. And I told you from day one that, hey, this link building I'm teaching in this course is about building links for revenue. And I hope by now that you're starting to get a feel for the system. But that's what I did to buy advice from golden prospects. You should do the same too if prospects are offering advice. So see you next video.